What's up, everyone? It's Avel322. I'm making this video to talk about the Milgram experiment. This was an experiment conducted at Yale University that tested the willingness of ordinary humans to obey an authoritarian figure while administering electroshocks to strangers. This experiment is very important in this time that we're living in because we're going to have a lot of people saying they're just following orders. Milgram was a survivor. Him and his family were survivors of the Holocaust. So he wanted to conduct this experiment based off of that. Now, while doing the research for this, there's many red flags. First, it was done at Yale University, so we got skull and bones connections. 322. There was a song made about this experiment, and of course, it's 3 minutes and 22 seconds long. So we got skull and bones. There was a movie made in 2015 called The Experimenter, and he died at the age of 51. So we have 51 and 15, which mirror each other, and 15 is, in my studies, is Illuminati, skull and bones, and I'll go into all that later. Looking at this picture, you can see that there's 15 people there. I would recommend that you check out the movie on YouTube. I'll post a link in the description. But the major red flags were the age that he died, how he died. He died from a heart attack. He was killed. The CIA, there's weapons out there that do that.
Also, I had to find, one time they wanted me to find out if there was such a thing as a poison that was undetectable, especially one that seemed to mimic a heart attack, that would kill someone, but it would appear that they had a heart attack. I did find such a thing.
Does this pistol fire the dart?
Yes, it does, Mr. Chairman, and a special one was developed which potentially would be able to enter the target without perception.
The poison was frozen into some sort of dart, and then it was shot at very high speed into the person, so when it reached the person, it would melt inside them, and the only thing would be like one little tiny red dot on their body, which was hard to detect. There wouldn't be a needle left or anything like that in the person.
But also the toxin itself would not appear in the autopsy?
Yes, so that there was no way of perceiving that the target was hit.
It is May 1962. An experiment is being conducted in the Elegant Interaction Laboratory at Yale University. The subjects are 40 males between the ages of 20 and 50 residing in the greater New Haven area. They were obtained by a newspaper advertisement and direct mail solicitation. The subjects range in occupation from corporation presidents to good humormen and plumbers, and in educational level from one who had not finished elementary school to subjects who have doctorate and other professional degrees.
One please, and the other. Would you open those and tell me which of you is which, please? Teacher. Learner. Teacher. All right, now the next thing we'll have to do is set the learner up so that he can get some sort of punishment. So, learner, would you step out here with me, please? Do you have any questions now before we go into the next room?
No, but I think I should say this.
About 2 years ago, I was at the Veterans Hospital in West Haven. And while there, they detected a heart condition. There's nothing serious, but as long as I'm having these shocks, how strong are they? How dangerous are they?
Well, no, although they may be painful, they're not dangerous. Anything else?
No, that's all.
Incorrect. You'll now get a shock of 75 volts.
Oh.
Soft hair. He kind of did some yelling in there.
Continue, please.
Incorrect. You'll now get a shock of 105 volts. Hard head. Just how far can you go on this thing?
As far as is necessary.
What do you mean, as far as is necessary?
To complete the test. All the words. Please continue.
I sure don't know the effect of this thing, and I'm a little skeptical about electricity.
The experiment requires that you go on, teacher. Please continue.
Incorrect. 150 volts.
Oh.
Sad face.
Wait a minute. That's all. Get me out of here. I told you I had heart trouble. My heart's starting to bother me now. Get me out of here, please.
Continue.
My heart's starting to bother me. I refuse to go on. Let me out.
Look, I don't know anything about electricity. I don't profess any knowledge, nor will I go any further until I find out if the guy's okay.
It's absolutely essential that you continue.
Well, essential or not, this program isn't quite that important to me that I should go along doing something that I know nothing about, particularly if it's going to injure someone.
Wrong. It's hair. 75 volts, Jim.
Oh.
You don't know.
Yeah, please continue.
Cool. Wrong. It's head. 105 volts. I don't know. Wet. Wrong. It's horse. 150 volts.
Oh. Experimenter. That's all. Get me out of here. I told you I had heart trouble. My heart's starting to bother me now. Get me out of here, please. My heart's starting to bother me. I refuse to go on. Let me out. Continue, teacher, please. Go on. Next word is sad.
Well, I'm not going on if he refuses to do it.
The experiment requires that you go on, teacher.
If he refuses, I won't.
Whether the learner likes it or not, we must go on until he's learned all the word
Take the check back. I'm not going to hurt the guy.
No, the check's not the issue. It's absolutely essential that you continue.
Well, he don't want to. So I refuse to.
Wrong. Volts. 135. And it's a woman. I mean, who's going to take the responsibility if anything happens to that gentleman?
I'm responsible for anything that happens here. Continue, please.
All right, next one, slow. Walk, dance, truck, music. Answer, please. Wrong. 195 volts. Dance.
The experiment requires that you
I know
continue.
it does, but that man is hollering in there, sir.
As I said before, although the shocks may be painful, they're not
but I mean,
dangerous.
he's yelling in there.
Start with blue, please, at the top of the page. Continue, please, teacher.
Well, I tell him we're going over it again.
No, just go ahead.
Blue. Boy. Girl, grass, hat. Correct. Nice. Day, sky, job, chair.
If in this study, an anonymous experimenter could successfully command adults to subdue a 50-year-old man and force on him painful electric shocks against his protests, one can only wonder what government, with its vastly greater authority and prestige, can command of its subjects.
Be sure to speak into...
The heart of the test is this machine. The shocks are fake, but the participants don't know that. With each incorrect answer, the voltage rises by 15, and our actors' pre-recorded responses become more alarming. Our first test subject is already manning the switches.
The answer is... He's laughing.
Right. It's hard to understand exactly why. Part of it is the absurdity of the situation, and part of it is the nervousness that they're feeling.
Get to it.
Tell him the correct answer so he makes the association.
Is it to number 8?
Yes.
It's here. This is... Oh, my God. Number 9. The next one is gold, dollar, necklace, moon. It's wrong. $120 volts.
Please continue. Moving on.
White, cloud,
So this is really the crucial moment. Up to now, the teacher's just been hearing horrible noises. This time, it's going to be different. In the original Milgram, the voltage ran from 15 to 450 volts. But one number became the turning point: 150 volts. In Milgram, at 150, a recorded voice began to scream for the experiment to stop.
150 volts. Answer, horse.
Experiment, that's all. Get me out of here. I told you I had heart trouble. My heart's starting to bother me now.
So in our test, that's the moment of truth. After participants hear the man in the other room beg for mercy, will they flip the switch to 165 volts?
Wrong.
Or will they refuse to continue?
165 volts. Time.
So our first participant delivered shocks to a man begging him to stop. Let's see what our next few subjects do.
Tell him that it was the wrong answer, and then how much you're going to administer.
That was the wrong answer, so I'm going to administer 15 volts of electricity. So that was the incorrect answer. That was an incorrect answer.
Oh, you got that one wrong.
That is incorrect. I'm going to administer 30 volts. 45 volts. 60 volts. 75 volts. The correct answer is hair. Ow! Nice. That was the incorrect answer. So I'll administer 90 volts. Oh, man, that's deep. 105 volts. Ow! I'm going to be applying 120 volts. Ow! Ow! The correct answer was woman. That was the incorrect answer. I'll be administering 150 volts. That'll be 150.
150 volts.
I am going to administer 150 volts.
Out! Experimenter, that's all. Get me out of here. I told you I had heart trouble. My heart's starting to bother me now. Get me out of here, please. My heart's starting to bother me. Let me out.
Please continue.
Let me out.
Please continue.
Okay. Sayed. Face.
All these guys are going beyond the crucial 150.
Axe.
Music.
That is an incorrect answer.
They hesitate, but still they continue.
That was the incorrect answer. So now it'll be 165.
I'm going to have to apply 165 volts.
I'm administering 165 volts.
That's what they brought me here to do. That's what I agreed to do. So I'm going to do it. I kind of think people are a bunch of crybabies for the most part. I mean, I was willing to take the shock.
If the doctor's there sitting there telling me to go on and apply the shock, let's go with it.
When Milgram conducted this experiment back in 1961, 65% of the subjects went all the way. 50 years later, after decades of sensitivity training and an endless stream of news about the horrors of genocide, could we really have changed so little?
This is an interview of Ariana Grande at the Oscars, and she talks about how she went to a clinic called Writer's Day, and she had some treatment done, which erased her memory. And she can go back to this place and get her memories back. I know one treatment is the electroshock therapy, ECT. I know it's one thing that can cause your memory to be erased. Now we just watch regular people shock people against their will. So to be honest, that's a job.
Miss everyone.
Let's talk about music. You told me you're not going on tour anytime soon. Eternal Sunshine, you've said the deluxe edition is in the can. What's the next step? What do we got?
The next step is the next step. It means it must come out. You know, it's been...
Do you have a release date?
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, you know?
If you could remember, struggle, tell me. Give me a date.
You know what? I'll have to go back to the clinic and see if they can restore my memory.
Is it going to be soon? Because the fans want to know, Ariana.
So soon? So, Mark, you have to learn the language of my fans because soon means 10 days or less. I'm not allowed to use that word at this moment.
So it's not less than 10 days.
I'm not going to use that word today. I'll say that. I love you. You're so naughty. What are you doing?
Because we want new music. So just give me a date. Give me a date. I won't tell anyone. I won't tell anyone.
You know, just keep your eyes peeled.
To your social media. No. Yes.
This guy that just went over his head, or he's just doing his job, I guess. Now so I looked it up to see what she was talking about, and I found something called the brighterdaysclinic.com. This is their website. Welcome to the Brighter Days Clinic, transforming minds through cognitive recalibration and subconscious reprogramming. Break free from limiting beliefs and embrace your evolution with us. Okay, doesn't seem so different. Uh, trans Transformative mental services. Timeline therapy. This might be what she's talking about. See if we can find some. I'll pull up some clips of people talking about this. Matter of fact, she actually did a song. I'm not going to play the song because of the copyright, but Brighter Days Ahead. And then she's in a clinic. It's like
I was assigned to a psychiatrist who was very aggressive in his manner in trying to get me to agree to do ECT. You know, I was skeptical and I said, no, I don't want to do it. The psychiatrist pretty much threatened me. He said that if I don't agree to it, then they can get a court order. My family actually sided with me. They said that they shouldn't do this to me against my wishes. Basically, all the doctors said that I needed to have ECT and that I was not in my right mind to refuse. The probate court judge agreed with them and he issued the court order, and that was how they started the forced ECT on me. I was pretty much tortured. I was being forced to have this treatment. I didn't like it, I didn't want it, and when I was honest with the doctors about how it affected me and I told them, they just interpreted that as part of my depression. I realized that the only way to stop this was to start lying, so that's what I did. What was done to me was really, frankly, evil. It's a barbaric treatment, and that it shouldn't be done to people against their will like it was done to me.
Okay, this is a video explaining what it is. It's called electroconvulsive therapy, ECT.
Can a controlled shock help heal addiction? Electroconvulsive therapy, ECT, may sound unconventional, but it's a game changer for those battling addiction and severe mental health conditions. By using controlled electrical stimulation to reset brain chemistry, ECT alleviates depression, anxiety, and other emotional struggles that often accompany substance use disorders. This safe, medically supervised treatment isn't a standalone fix, but an essential piece of a comprehensive recovery plan, enhancing therapies like CBT and medication-assisted treatment. For individuals whose mental health challenges hinder recovery, ECT provides a pathway to stability and hope. Ready to reclaim your life? Call.
So the doctor seems to feel it's good. Where's that? 150. That was a important number. That's when they actually started making noise for it to stop. Yeah, this doesn't look fun. I'm gonna play this last clip from the movie Experimenter, and this goes over the agentic state. This is basically the state a person goes into when they're just following orders. A perfect example is when they shut the world down. Some places would not let me go into their store because I wouldn't wear a face diaper. So, and they just said they're just following orders. They're just following the rules or procedure protocol.
Anyone could give a fully human response to any situation when we could be fully absorbed in the world as human beings. But more often now, People don't get to see the whole situation, but only some small part of it. There's a division of labor, and people carry out small, narrow, specialized jobs. And we can't act without some sort of direction from on high. I call this the agentic state. The individual yields to authority, and in doing so, becomes alienated from his own actions.
Mr. Dalquist, you agreed to the rules.
The agentic state is store policy. It's, I'm just doing my job. Or, that's not my job. Or, I don't make the rules. We don't do that here. Just following orders. It's the law. In the agentic state, the individual defines himself as an instrument carrying out the wishes of others. A soldier, a nurse, an administrator, an actor, a corporate employee, or even, yes, academics and artists. The person has a choice. He or she chooses to become agentic. But once you assume the role, it's almost impossible to go back.
You have a similar story, put it in the comments.